Okay, good morning for all of you. Rohan. Okay, so I'll just start off today's class and I'll be closing at 12:30. Okay, so please inform others also to join as fast as possible. Yeah. One thing I wanted to tell all of you is, can you hear me? Pawan, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Yeah. I want to tell you one thing that the second internals has been scheduled on 17th, 18th, and 19th. That is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of May this month. Okay. And second internals will be in the same pattern as first internals, that is MCQs, multiple choice question. So in automobile engineering, the portions will be module 2 and module 3. Okay, module 2 and module 3 will be the portions for the second test. Okay, so module 2 contains transmission systems and brakes. Okay, and module 3 is steering and suspension system combined with ignition system. Okay, so we have covered all these portions, so it should not be a problem for you people. And anyway, I've shared the textbook itself with all of you, so there should not be any problem regarding the study material, isn't it? Okay, so 17th, 18th, 19th is the second test, and same type 30 questions will be there, MCQs, 30 marks, and portions is module 2 and module 3, that is transmission system and brakes in module 2, steering and suspension system and ignition system in module 3. Okay, and we can have module 4 and 5 for the third test. Okay, so please see the study material what I given and go through module 2 and module 3. Okay, any doubts then? I think there should be no doubts because already you have taken the test once, you know how it works, isn't it? Internal test. Okay, so
Excuse me, sir.
17th, 18th, and 19th, yeah, they'll put up the schedule as usual, and at that time you have to complete the. Uh,
Excuse me, sir.
yes, tell me.
Sir, the records, we should write all the experiments, sir.
No, I'm
HT.
talking about the test. Why record came suddenly? Yeah, tell me. Which record? Heat transfer record.
HT record, sir.
HT record. Yeah. Write everything and keep only the tabular column empty. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tabular column calculation, you leave it empty. Other things you write. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Hmm? That's all. Other things you finish it up. That is aim of the experiment, apparatus used, and then how to go ahead with the experiment procedure. Everything you write. Only
Yes, sir.
tabular column, calculation, and result. That reading you leave it out. That you can fit it last. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
better to finish off everything because I think nearly there are 14 plus 3, yeah, around 14, 15 experiments are there. Okay. So you won't have time later on. So you finish off this fast.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So record is over. Then portions I have told you. Then test date also I have told you 17th, 18th, 19th. So similar to the first test, second test also will go on as per the schedule. Okay, portions I told you module 2 and module 3, transmission and brakes, steering and ignition system. Okay, this is the portion. Okay. Huh? Yeah. And regarding the third test and all that, we'll tell you later. Let the second test be over first. Okay. Then one thing I wanted to tell all of you, when you write the record, you finish off the sketches also. We have given you the sketches also in the manual, isn't it? So you write the sketches also. Don't leave it blank. Okay, finish off the sketches also. Okay, that will do. Most probably June second week. I think the lower semesters will come. June first, the higher semesters will come mostly. Okay, that is the eighth semester might come on June 1st, and your exams are likely to be July end and August first week. Okay, so be prepared for that. Those who are not having the record, I told you already. You can no need to write in BMS IT record itself. You can take any other record And if you don't have that also, you can write in a A4 sheet, get it bound, show it to your faculty who's handling the lab, and he will approve it. That should not be a problem. Okay. Any other doubts? So this is the basic thing what I wanted to tell you. Before I start with the chapter on supercharger and turbocharger. Okay. So I'll just start with the supercharger and turbocharger. This is in module 4. Okay. So please open the page number, chapter 3, page number 69. The textbook what I shared with you. Please open chapter number 3, page number 69. Yeah, 6th semester group, just open your WhatsApp, send the textbook. Please share, open it. Chapter 3. Okay. So this chapter is on supercharger and turbochargers. Okay. Now, why do we need a supercharger or why do we need a turbocharger is the basic question. Okay. If you have a vehicle, is it not sufficient for a vehicle to have good efficiency and run on its own? And where is the necessity for a supercharger and a turbocharger is the question. Okay. Now the power developed by a natural engine, it depends upon how much of air is being produced into the cylinder and how much of that air is being utilized. And it also depends on the engine speed, thermal efficiency, quantity of fuel, etc. So by increasing the engine speed or by decreasing the density, is it possible to increase the amount of air supply to the combustion chamber is the question. Okay. Now you know that as the engine speed keeps on increasing, the load also increases. When the load increases, the speed also increases. And because of this, the volumetric efficiency decreases. And there is a problem with the bearing loads and higher friction also is there. Now, the method of increasing the inlet air density is called supercharging. The method of increasing the inlet air density. Okay, you are going to allow the air inside the inlet manifold that is going into the combustion chamber. So, if you increase the inlet air density, that is called supercharging. Okay, what is the effect of supercharging? It increases the power output of the engine. Now, how does it do? How does it increase the power of the engine? See, it's achieved by supplying air or a fuel mixture, the air fuel mixture at a pressure which is higher than the normal atmospheric pressure which a naturally aspirated engine will take. What is a naturally aspirated engine? It is one engine which takes the atmospheric air inside. That is called naturally aspirated engine. But if you increase the air density of the air fuel mixture, that is fuel, you cannot do anything. In the air fuel mixture, if you increase the air density of the air component in the air fuel mixture, then what is going to happen? The swept volume will increase, swept volume of air will increase, thereby it will increase the power developed by the engine. So this method is called supercharging. And the supercharging is used almost for all automobiles, but better it is if it is used for petrol engines or what you call as SI engines, spark ignition engines. Now, what are the objectives of supercharging? Why should you do supercharging? First one, you get better performance from the existing engine. Second, to compensate for the loss of power, you can use supercharging. For example, in the aircraft, if it is flying at a very high altitude, then there is loss of power because it has to power the aircraft at such altitude. Then supercharging helps in as a supplement to the power supply. And for a given weight and bulk of the engine, the supercharging increases the power output. Power output is also increased. That is the objectives of supercharging. So I'll repeat once again, what is supercharging? Increasing the air density in the air fuel mixture which are supplying to the inlet manifold is called as supercharging. Benefits of supercharging we're going to see now. Benefits or the advantages of supercharging. First one, as I told you, power output of the engine can be increased. Second one, more quantity of charge can be introduced into the engine cylinder. Better atomization of fuel is possible. Better mixing of air fuel can be obtained. Better scavenging of exhaust gases is possible. What do you mean by scavenging? See, the exhaust gas is going out from the exhaust valve. At the same time, what happens? A fresh charge is also coming from the inlet valve. So this pushes the fresh charge, and what happens? Chances of getting the fresh charge getting mixed up with the exhaust gases is there, which is undesirable. This is called as scavenging. Then torque is to be improved for whole speed range, and faster acceleration also is possible. And specific fuel consumption. What do you mean by specific fuel consumption? The fuel consumed per unit. Okay, that is called specific fuel consumption. Then better mechanical efficiency and efficient combustion is possible. And in diesel engine, that is CI engine, if you use supercharging, the exhaust smoke is reduced. Okay, they have found out by experiments that the exhaust smoke can be reduced. See, in thermal engineering, especially when talking about automobiles and IC engines, you should know one thing, that it is not like mathematics where 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. But here it is a different case. Here each formula is done through experimentation only. You have to do the experiment and then you have to conclude the result. That itself is a formulation. Okay. Then what are the disadvantages? Knocking increases in SI engines. Very, very important. Knocking increases in SI engines. So knocking, we told you, detonation or knocking, that abnormal combustion, it increases in SI engines, which we don't want. Then heat loss due to turbulence and thermal stresses are more, and overlap period increases, and better lubrication is required, better cooling of piston is required, and it increases the cost of the engine. These are the disadvantages of supercharging. Okay, so this supercharging is very much required. It has its own advantages as well as disadvantages. So we defined what is supercharging, what are the objectives of supercharging, advantage and disadvantage of supercharging. Now we'll go to the different methods of supercharging. Okay, there are different methods of supercharging. First one is called supercharging of engine by the compressor. Page number 71, figure 3.1. See, supercharger is nothing but a pressure boosting device by supplying more air. Okay, so here in the figure 3.1, supercharging of engine by a compressor, what you do is you compress the air with a compressor and then allow the air to go inside the engine. That's all. That's what is the meaning of that. Now, supercharging with a turbine driven by engine exhaust. This also can be done if you connect exhaust, the turbine which is coming here, if it is connected to the compressor is connected to the turbine, and from the compressor, compressed air will come, and the exhaust gas is also coming out from the turbine. This exhaust gas can run the compressor in turn to get the high pressure air. Now, the third method, you can combine both turbine and compressor. Okay. Now, these things are not so important. I will come to the main type, which is called the types of superchargers. What are the different types of superchargers? Okay. So, types of superchargers we have now. What are the different types of superchargers? We have three types. One is called centrifugal type supercharger. Second one, Roots blower. Third one, vane blower. Okay. Three types you have. Now, if you take, once again, just I'm taking the attendance. Okay. So, three types of turbochargers are there: centrifugal type, Roots blower, and vane blower. Okay. Take the first one, centrifugal type supercharger, page number 73. Okay. If you see that, page number 73, centrifugal type supercharger, you see that it is just like a centrifugal pump, isn't it? Nothing more than that. You have an involute and you have a casing and a diffuser. Okay. So this type of supercharger is most commonly used in the automotive engines. It consists of an impeller. Okay, this is the impeller. Impeller is a rotating blade made of alloy steels and rotates at high speed at around 80,000 RPM. And the air enters axially at the center of the impeller and leaves radially at 90 degrees. Due to centrifugal action, high velocity air from the tip of the radial vane is passed to a diffuser or a volute. So it comes below and then rotates. And this supercharger is driven by an engine through a V-belt. So what happens? High compressed air comes out from the involute. This is the centrifugal supercharger. Then Roots blower. Roots blower is nothing but a gear pump. You might have heard of a gear pump. Please go to page number 74. Gear pump. So, see, you have a lobe here. Two lobes are there, epicyclic lobes, which are there here. Now, you have air inlet here and outlet there. And you have two lobes. These lobes will be rotating, okay, like a gear pump only. And this will mesh with this and keep rotating. In the gap, the air will come from below and go into the outlet. Okay. Then another one is a vane blower. So vane blower has got different vanes. Vanes are nothing but long stick-like structures. Okay. See here, in the vane blower, you have the inlet, you have the outlet. In the middle, you have a drum. Inside the drum, you have got the vanes. Vanes are nothing but stick-like structures which can collapse and open like a spring. Which can collapse and open like a spring. So air will come inside, gets compressed here in the drum, and then goes into the outlet. That's all. That is the function of vane blower. So I'll repeat once again. There are different types of superchargers. Centrifugal type supercharger, where involute is there and an impeller is there, and air will be forced from the involute to the outside atmosphere. High compressed air will come. Okay. Then Roots blower, where gear pump is there, two lobes are there. Air enters from one side, gets increase in pressure in the middle, and then goes outside. And third one, you have vane blower, where the vanes are there, which are collapsible stick-like structures, and air comes from the inlet and goes to the outlet. In the middle, it goes through the drum and then gets compressed and comes out. So, three types of superchargers are there. Supercharger is nothing but increasing the air density of inlet air. That's what you're doing. Okay. So, these are the three types of blowers. Definite question in your VTO exam, any one blower they will ask. Either vane blower or Roots blower or centrifugal type blower. Definitely one question, 6 marks. Definite question. Okay? So take it for the VTO exam. Then what are the advantage and disadvantage of centrifugal supercharger? Low cost, low power requirement is the advantages, and high conversion efficiency. It requires less maintenance and handles any quantity of air. How much ever quantity you can put. It requires more space because impeller is large. Then advantage of Roots blower, simple design, high volumetric efficiency, and better balancing is possible. Now disadvantages, chances of leakage is more, and as pressure increases, volume efficiency decreases. Then vane blower, it is suitable for high capacity engines, high pressure ratio is possible, and it delivers large quantity of air. Maintenance cost and power requirement is high, disadvantage, and the vanes rubs against the cylinders and wears out rapidly. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of all these three kinds of blowers. Okay. So first one, they're going to ask you what is a supercharger, what is the function of the supercharger, what is the objective of a supercharger, what are the different kinds of supercharger, what is the advantage and disadvantage of supercharging. Then three kinds of superchargers. First one, centrifugal type. Second, roots. Third one, vane blower. So they will ask you to sketch and explain any one of the blower. You will have to do that and tell its advantages and disadvantages of each blower. That's what you have to do. Okay. So these are the things that are there in the supercharger. Okay. What is supercharger? Function of supercharger, objective of supercharging, why it is required, what are the different types of superchargers, and how to do the supercharging using these three kinds of superchargers. Okay. Yeah, any doubt you have? Any other doubts? Yes, any other doubts you have? Nirab? Pawan? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, okay. So this is about the superchargers. Okay, one thing I'd like to repeat once again. Second test is on 17th, 18th, and 19th of this month. That is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Portions is Module 2 and Module 3. Portions is Module 2 and Module 3. That is transmission system and brakes, steering suspension system, and ignition system. Okay, this is the portion for the second test. 30 multiple choice questions will be there, 30 marks, and you can finish the this thing test. Okay, and the time, once again, yeah, the time is 30 minutes, not 60 minutes. 30 minutes, 30 questions, all MCQs. Module 2 and Module 3 is the syllabus. You will have 30 MCQs in 30 minutes you have to answer. Okay, similar to the first test. So all MCQs only. So you have done it already. So you know how to go about with this. Okay. Anything else? So test portions I have told. MCQ is going to be that also I have told. Record, keep writing everything. Write everything. Keep the tabular column empty and calculation empty. That's all. Once you come here, we'll finish off the other things. Okay. Otherwise, keep all the records ready. Key transfer lab. Yes, I think I covered everything now. Any doubts? Gautam, sorry. Pawan, Megnath. Do you have any doubts? Huh? Hello? No, sir. Okay. You don't have a lab manual. Okay. So, okay. Now, I can do one thing. I will send the, who is that who asked now, lab manual? Himanka Pachara. Give your mail ID. Himanka, give your mail ID. I'll do one thing. I'll send it to one person. Let him circulate to whomever he wants. Yeah. I will send it to Himanka. Okay. I'll send it to Himanka Parsar and let him send it to whomever he wants. Okay. Himanka, you do that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So all of you will have the lab manual also. That should not be a problem. Okay. Then anything else? Lab manual is done. This is done. One more thing I want to tell you. The ANSYS experiment which you have in HMT lab is similar to the temperature profile cylinder problem you have done in ANSYS lab. You have done that problem already. So you can just take that same thing and I will tell you what to do. We'll just change the values and you can put it in the heat transfer lab itself. Because you've already done it in ANSYS, you have to do an ANSYS problem in heat transfer only. So we can change a different situation we can give, but the procedure is same. Okay, so you need not do the ANSYS experiment again. That is the uh, advantage what you have got. Okay, so apart from that, other experiments we'll try to finish. Please write the records for everything. Keep tabular column, calculation empty. That's all. Other things you finish up. Okay, this is for all of you. Anything else? Yes. Okay, so I've just talked about superchargers, advantage of superchargers, objectives of supercharging, and types of superchargers. So any one type will definitely come. Okay, and we are talking about the test date, test portions, and lab record. Okay, so with this, I think I will conclude this class because I'm in college. College is closing at 12:30, so I need to close now, and I will continue on Thursday, Friday. I think I got the class. I will continue on Friday, and portions we have covered already, module 2 and 3. That is the test portions. That is transmission, brakes, steering, and suspension system, and the ignition system. Okay, please go through that and be ready for the test. Okay, 17th, 18th, and 19th, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, so I have to leave now because college is closing at 12:30. So we'll continue later. Okay, we'll conclude today's class. Thank you.